How are you? My name is hawnaz nazanm with friends Xuncha Mahmood. We talk about physiology of hemostasis and coagulation cascade. What means hemostasis is the mechanism that leads to stopping of the blood from the damaged blood vessel. What means coagulation cascade is a series of reactions that ultimately generate a strong cross-linked fibrin clot. A number of coagulation factors undergo sequential activation by two pathways, extrinsic and intrinsic. Extrinsic pathway primarily responsible for the initiation of cascade. Intrinsic pathway primarily involved in amplification of the cascade. Uncommon pathway, both extrinsic and intrinsic pathway join together to form final common pathway when factor X is activated. How thrombin produced or how fibrin produced from the site of injury. The extrinsic pathway is activated with the endothelial injury and ultimately produce activated factor X. The factor X then moves through the common pathway. Thrombin is produced in common pathway. What means thrombin? Enzyme in blood plasma that causes clotting of the blood by converting fibrinogen to fibrin. The coagulation pathway is a cascade of events that leads to hemostasis. And function of the coagulation pathway is to keep hemostasis, which is blockage of bleeding or hemorrhage. The mechanism of coagulation cascade, which is by coagulation arrow for the hemostasis, is an intricate process that is done through a series of clotting factors that include intrinsic, extrinsic, and common pathway. The factors include the intrinsic pathway consists of fibrinogen, prothrombin, Christmas factor, Strad factor, and plasma thromboplastin and Hagman factor. And the extrinsic pathway factors consist of 1, 2, 7, 10, and the factor 7 is called the stable factor, and the common pathway consists of the factor 1, 2, 5, 8, 10, and the factors circulate through the bloodstream as zymogen and are activated into serine protease. The serine protease acts as catalyst to cleavate this zymogen into more serine protease and ultimately activate fibrinogen. The intrinsic pathway is activated through the exposed endothelial collagen, and extrinsic pathway is activated through the tissue factor released by endothelial cell after external damage. All pro-coagulation factors are synthesized in liver except factor 7 produced in the endothelial cell.
My name is Xuncha Ahmed. I will talk about hemostasis. We have two types hemostasis: primary hemostasis and secondary hemostasis. Primary hemostasis refer to the platelet aggregation and platelet plaque formation. Platelets are activated in a multifaceted factor, and as a result, they adhere to the site of an injury and to each other, causing blocking the injury. Secondary hemostasis. Secondary hemostasis refer to the deposition of insoluble fibrin, which is generated by the cascade of coagulation serine protease that culminate in cleavage of soluble fibrinogen by thrombin. Thrombin cleavage generated insoluble fibrin that form a cross-linked fibrin mesh at the site of an injury. This insoluble fibrin that forms a mesh that is incorporated into a round platelet plaque. Thank you.